Good morning, students. Welcome to the official channel of Woodbine Modern School. This is your biology class of class 12th. It's lecture number 5 of chapter 3, Human Reproduction. Fertilization and implantation. This is our topic for today. So, fertilization and implantation we'll study. So, during copulation or intercourse, the semen, or you can say the fluid which is being released from male part or male genital area, that is penis, into the vagina. Vagina is what? Vagina is the opening that a female has. This process is known as insemination. Insemination, this term itself says, what does this means? In means inside, semination, semen, and the process of release. So simply, insemination is what? The process of release of the semen from the male genital area, that is penis, and goes into the female genital area, that is vagina. The motile sperms are motile. As I have discussed earlier, sperm contains mitochondria. That's why it acquires its energy for movement from mitochondria itself, and then it swims or travels rapidly through the cervix. First it enters in vagina, then from there it goes to the cervix, enters into the uterus, and finally reach to the ampullary isthmic junction. So this ampullary isthmic junction is it's also known as AI junction. This is the main meeting area of a sperm and ovum. This ovum, which is being released after ovulation, waits over here only for sperm to come and fertilize it. And this ampullary isthmic junction is situated where? Is situated in fallopian tube. So now the ovum which is released by the ovary, that is transported in the ampullary isthmic junction. But students, fertilization can only occur if the time matches of the sperm and ovum. Why? Because they have their certain interval of viability. For example, ovum when fertilizes, then it waits over an ampullary isthmic junction approximately 1 to 3 days, and between that the sperm has to come to this ovum so that it can fertilize it. So this is the reason why not all copulations or intercourse or mating lead to the fertilization or pregnancy. Now, the process of fusion of a sperm with an ovum is called fertilization. So today our topic was fertilization. So the fusion of a sperm with an ovum is called what? Fertilization. So during fertilization, a sperm comes in contact with what? Contact with the zona pellucida. The zona pellucida I have discussed earlier that it's the outer layer of the egg, or you can say the secondary oocyte or ovum, and it induces change in the membrane what? Membrane of the zona pellucida, that blocks the entry of additional sperms. Why? Because the fusion of ovum should only occur with the help of a single sperm. So other sperm needs to be get blocked. Why? Because semen contains millions of sperm. So to ensure that only one sperm can fertilize, the entry should be blocked, which is being done with the help of what? With the help of zona pellucida. So secretion of the acrosome then occurs, as I have told you when I was teaching you the typical diagram of a sperm. Then there was a bulge part having filled with acrosome, the head in the head region. So that helps in what? That helps to release some secretion or this acrosome that help to enter these sperms into the cytoplasm of the ovum through the zona pellucida and plasma membrane. So this is the well labeled diagram, and through this I will make you understand. So, um, hmm. so this is a typical ovum, as you can see over here. And now, okay, so this is a typical ovum, and it is having the outer layer of corona radiata. Then it has a inner layer of zona pellucida, and then it has, sorry students, it has the perivitelline space. Perivitelline is a space is present in between the cytoplasm of the ovum and in the uh, zona pellucida region. So the millions of sperm, as you can see, they are coming over here, but as a single sperm gets in contact with the outer layer of this ovum, rest of the sperms are being blocked with the help of zona pellucida. So this is the entire mechanism of fertilization, how the fertilization occurs. First, the sperm comes in to fertilize the ovum. Once a sperm comes in contact with the ovum, the other gets blocked. The zona pellucida gets ruptured. First, the corona radiata ruptured, then zona pellucida, and then it comes in contact with the ovum. Now, this induces what? This induces the complete meiotic division. Complete meiotic division of what? Of secondary oocyte. Secondary oocyte, after completing this meiotic division, it changes into what? It changes into the second after the second meiotic division. After the second meiotic division, the second polar body is being released along with the haploid ovum. Haploid ovum means it is having the half the number of chromosomes. So the haploid nucleus of the sperm will fuse with this haploid ovum, and then that will lead to the formation of a diploid zygote. That's why the zygote will contain what? Zygote is the first living cell which is being produced with the help of fusion of male and female gamete. So this is the first cell of a baby. That's why it must contain the similar number of chromosome as we have. Why? Because this cell is will only going to divide day by day to form a full matured baby. So if the ovum is having 23 chromosome and the sperm will is having the 23 chromosome, so both will combine to have 46 number of chromosomes. So zygote contains how much? 46 number of chromosomes, or you can say 23 pairs. So one has to remember that the sex of the baby has been decided at this stage itself. So how does this happen? We'll see it. So as you can see that chromosome pattern in human female is what? So female is having the XX and male is having the XY. So when the ovum is coming, ovum is having what? Ovum is having X number of chromosome, any X, either this X or maybe that X. And the male having the chromosome, it can have two type of haploids can produce. X can also be produced and Y can also be produced. So it solely depends on the sperm that which kind of chromosome it is bringing. That means that it may bring this X, so that it will fuse with this to form an XX. That will lead to the formation of a female child, and it may bring this Y, and this Y will create an XY, and XY will be a male child. So the chromosome which is being given by the sperm, that will decide whether we'll have a baby girl child or a male child. So therefore, all the haploid gametes are produced by the female ovum. So they are having the XX, and the sperm may have X or Y. So there was a chances of what? Chances of 50%, as you can see from over here, that it may have the 50%. There is a chance of having a male child or a female child. So the zygote carrying XX would develop into a female baby, and if it having the male, it will have the XY chromosome. So the meiotic division starts as the zygote moves through the isthmus. Isthmus is the part of the oviduct I have discussed earlier, and the cleavage starts over here, that is 2, 4, 8, 16. First the zygote, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. This the 16th stage cell is known as what? This is known as morula. This is known as what? Morula. And then this morula further multiplies and transforms into a blastocyst. This blastocyst is the stage where the baby gets implanted in the uterus, or this blastocyst gets implanted in the wall of the uterus. So in this figure you can see that this is the figure of the ovum, a typical ovum. The sperms are coming and it fertilized it, you can see over here. Then there is a diploid stage of the cells, and then 2 cells from 2 to 4 and 4 to, and then 16 cell is there. So morula stage is there. After that, this morula, this blastula stage over here, and then blastocyst is formed. This blastocyst comes and have the implantation over here. Blastocyst structures over here, you can see the small cells, they are known as inner cell mass. Inner cell mass. So as I have told you, the blastomeres and blastocysts are arranged into outer layer called trophoblast, and inner group of cells, you can see this is the trophoblast. This outer cells are trophoblast. The inner is inner cell mass. The trophoblast layer gets attached into endometrium. This is the endometrium. Now they get attached into it, and as a result blastocyst becomes embedded in the endometrium. This is called what? This is called implantation. That means the embeddation of this in the endometrium is known as implantation, and it leads to the pregnancy. So thank you students. This was all for today's class. We'll meet in the next lecture.